Hey guys, welcome back. How you doing, guys? Let me tell you a little story. All right. How you doing, guys? Let me tell you a little story. So, so last video we left off with me nearly burning the car down. Got that figured out. Just some bad wiring or a bad connector, whatever you want to call it. So that got fixed. My plan was to go get the car dynoed or go to the track, whichever came first. So yeah, that's not going to happen. I've had another setback. Let me tell you what happened. Alright, so what had happened was, drove the car to work, did a couple of pulls. Well, I did one pull. I did one third gear pull, and midway through the pull, the car kind of felt like it lost power. Like, it just, halfway through the pull, just lost power. Didn't think much of it. I was like, all right, maybe the tune was off or something. I was going to look over the log when I got to work. I pull up to the guard shack, and when I stop, the car's idling at like 700 RPM and sounds like it's misfiring like really bad. And I was like, oh crap. So I get to my office, park. It's idling all weird, misfiring. I pop the hood, and I hear what sounds like a broken exhaust manifold. I hear, the puff, puff, puff of a cylinder firing. Turns out it wasn't coming from the manifold. It was coming right out the spark plug hole. So I pull the coil, and this is what the coil looked like. Kind of damaged there, slightly melted. And this is what the plug looked like. Basically, what's happened is the spark plug, the hole for the cylinder, is completely stripped out. This plug just blew out of the hole, basically. So yeah. The reason why the car felt like it was down on power is because it was basically down a cylinder. Thankfully, it was just this. Well, kind of thankfully. The problem is this is a difficult fix. The quick fix, if this was just like a daily driver, normal power level, whatever, I'd just drop a helicoil in there and call it a day. But since we're going to be experiencing some very high heat and some very high cylinder pressure, I don't exactly trust a helicoil in this situation. So the second option is to pull the head, have new material welded in, and then have the hole retapped. Kind of expensive, so that idea is kind of stupid. So the third option is just to get a new head and just put the new head on and call it a day. So I'm going with the third option, but I'm going to take this as an opportunity to upgrade yet again. So this engine is a BP05 engine. It's a front-wheel drive Mazda BP. It was built or designed like 1991 to about 97, 98, I think. Maybe 97. I think it was like the last year of the front-wheel drive BP. So this engine lived on in the Mazda Miata from like 93 and a half to 2005. The Mazda Miata continued to use the Mazda BP. When it was in the Mazda Miata, they continuously made upgrades. So from 99 to 2000, there was what was called the BP4W. So the BP4W was like the base. This base engine, the BP05, is like 125 horsepower. The BP4W, or is it W4? BP4W. Um, so the BP4W was about 140 horsepower. And the way Mazda got that extra power was higher compression and a much better flowing head. They actually changed the position of the ports on the head so that they more better aligned with the valves. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be swapping to a BP4W head. I found one, local friend, the everyone's favorite Mazda plug. Just happened to have a head sitting around. It just came back from a machine shop, just had a valve job done, ports are cleaned up, it's been decked and everything, so it's ready to just slap on the car once I get it. So that's basically where we're at with that. I'm going to be pulling the head sometime in the near future, all because of a stripped out spark plug hole. The question is, why did this happen? Why did it blow that spark plug out? Well, what had happened was, ever since I had this engine, number 4 has been kind of questionable. I can torque these 3 down to spec. This one always felt like it was on the verge of stripping out, because it was always on the verge of stripping out. That it was just the way the head was when I got it, and I figured it was too much of a trouble. You know, it's something I realized after I built the engine, basically, you know. So I was like, I'm not taking the head off now, and the spark plug holds, so I'll deal with it when it becomes an issue. Well, it has become an issue because the engine tried to launch that spark plug into the freaking stratosphere. If this coil wasn't in there, it would have just launched it through the hood probably. But I probably need to replace this coil too. It's kind of beat up. But anyways, that's where we're at. I'm going to pull this head. I was going to pull the entire engine trans and all that shit, and put it on the engine stand and just go through the whole engine just to be sure that everything's good. But I'm not going to do that because that's a lot more work than I really want to go through. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the head inside the engine bay and clean it up and throw the new head on and call it a day. So that's the plan. BP4W head, much better flowing head. I really don't know how much power I'd gain from it, but usually, 10 horsepower on an NA car is usually an exponential gain on a turbocharged car. So we'll see, Too bad I can't dyno it now and then dyno it after I, put the head on, but kind of hard to do that on 3 cylinders. So anyways, I'm going to start pulling this guy apart and probably upload another video later. The progress, because I probably won't get very far tonight. I've got to clean whatever that is over there, that horrible mess. So yepers.